Hello, my name is Paula Herlock. Welcome to my channel. This is an impromptu live that we are doing here on Instagram and also on YouTube. So let me just do this. Haiti. I've never done uh, healing, Haiti, audience, public. Right, so that's it. I've never done a live on both YouTube and on Instagram. So that's what we're doing today. I don't know if it's going to work. Um, so what I'm going to, hi, Island Girl, how are you? We're just doing an impromptu live. So I'm going to add my guests. And the reason why we're doing a live is because I want to introduce a podcast that we're going to be doing. It's called Healing Haiti Together. And I have today with me my guests, my co hosts for that podcast. You're going to meet both of them. They're both from Haiti. And it is the idea of Patrick who you're going to meet. So without further ado, I'm going to have them join us now. So first, I'll add Boris to the stage and then Patrick to the stage. Good evening,
Good
gentlemen.
evening, good evening.
Hi,
How
good
are
evening. How are
you?
you?
I am
I'm good.
absolutely wonderful. It is such a pleasure to be here. We have, first of all, guys, you just need to know that we are all perfect strangers. I have never met these men in my life, but we have been talking to each other virtually because we have the same vision for Haiti. And so we finally got together and we decided that this is something that we can do to get things going in terms of talking about what is happening in Haiti from the mouths of Haitians, from people who are actually on the ground. Now, I'm going to allow both of them to introduce themselves, but um, Boris is Haitian and he is actually in Haiti, and Patrick is Haitian, but he is in Florida. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Boris. I do not believe that I am yet on Instagram. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to Boris to introduce himself. And, well, first of all, let me say, let's get Patrick to introduce himself because this is kind of Patrick's brainchild and he brought Boris and myself together. And then right after Patrick, then Boris will introduce himself. So I will exit the stage now and allow them to speak while I try to figure out how I can go live on IG.
No
Okay?
problem. Okay.
All right. So go ahead.
Hi, how
Uh,
are you guys? My name is Patrick. I'm the founder of Eyes of Haiti, and it's been on my mind a long time to actually speak truth into what's going on in Haiti as well as what's going on in the world, and what a better place to do it in our podcast and having like-minded people to carry such a dialogue and. I think each one of you for taking the time to to put this together, and I'm excited about this endeavor, and can't wait to share my personal story with you, and thank you Paula and thank you Boris for this opportunity, and I now pass it to you, Boris.
Well, we thank you for having this wonderful idea, first of all, and connecting all of us to Paula, which is a wonderful person. And right away, we can feel the vibration. And I think this is going to go far and be successful with the collaboration of the two of you guys, including myself. I'm the youngest one. So humbly I pay my respect to you guys, to the idea which is very grand and which is very well needed right now in Haiti. As a matter of fact, I'm actually living the situation in Haiti live as we speak. I've been in Haiti for the past 5 years. I'm in a law major. I traveled to India. I lived in the United States, including I lived in Canada. And for some reason, I chose to go back to my roots, to my country. Um, I don't know why exactly, if it's a mission or is I don't know yet. I'm not yet to find out what I am to do. But luckily, I have two light bearers that are going to show me the light, and we are very excited. Haiti needs that. There is a lot going on in Haiti as we speak. A lot of fluctuation, a lot of event that's going on, and um, a lot of consciousness taking decision that we have to take in order for Haiti to go forward. So on those bases, Paul has suggested a lot of, that we together as a group, as a nation, coming from the same root, that we undertake a path and that we will group ourselves because the light is for us, the time is for us now, and let us take advantage.
Great, great. Thank you. Um, I think someone needs to mute if they're not speaking because there's definitely a bit of a reverberation.
Okay.
Um, all right. Now, let me just give everyone a little bit of a background. As everyone knows, anybody who has been following my page for a little while would know that I have a very soft, a very tender spot for Haiti. And all of us, I know everybody who is here watching now, we've all been watching Haiti and what's been unfolding in Haiti for the last 35, 40 years, if you're that old. And it's always been just a lot of friction, fraction, uh, coup d'etats, government politics, um, colonizers doing whatever they will, and a lot of suffering in Haiti. Now, one of the things that we both, when I spoke to Eyes of Haiti, Patrick, I said, you know what? We don't have money. We don't have a military. We don't have any of those things to help Haiti. But what we do have is a big heart for Haiti, a love for Haiti, a love for the Haitian people, and a clear vision that we want to see change in Haiti. And so I said, you know what, Patrick, we need to get at this in terms of the trauma. Haitians, like Jamaicans, are carrying almost 500 years of trauma within the collective DNA of the population. And that's what we need to shift. And he said, yes, he'd been doing a lot of work. I'm going to let him speak shortly. And then Boris, I met Boris because Patrick and I were saying, listen, we are not in Haiti. We need someone on the ground in Haiti. So I got to meet Boris, and Boris has a group, and he's been basically meeting with some of the young people who are feeling overwhelmed and feeling very helpless and feeling, depressed about the whole situation. And so he's created a meditation group or a sort of spiritual group where he's talking about the Baghdadi. I'm gonna say it wrong, so I won't say it. But helping the group of young people to feel some level of hope in a time of hopelessness. And what we all concluded in talking to each other is that what is required is a sort of social engineering of the mindset of the Haitians to understand that they actually have the power to shift their consciousness and therefore shift their outcome. So I just want to hand over to Patrick so that Patrick can give a little perspective of what he had been doing in Haiti in the past and how he views the podcast, which is going to be on the 11th, by the way. But we thought we wanted to test the streaming software. And so we said, you know what, let's just introduce ourselves, talk about the podcast so that you guys can share the podcast that's coming on the 11th, um, and so that many people will be able to join us on the day. So I'm going to hand over to Patrick to just kind of share what his vision for this podcast, because this really was his idea. I'm going to mute now. Over to you, Patrick. We're not able to hear you, Patrick. Have you unmuted your mic? Oh, he's disappeared. All right, no problem. He will probably re-enter. So I'm going to hand over to Boris. Boris, tell us a little bit about your group, the Bhagavad Gita in
Exactly.
Kreyol.
Yes,
Yes,
you did pronounce it right. Bhagavad Gita. Yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes. Well, during my spiritual studies, and mainly and in Canada, because I joined a temple, monks that have been studying in India because there was a spiritual master, His Holiness A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, in the years in 1960 that traveled to the U.S. and distributed, to the world the wisdom, the old wisdom of the Eastern world, well, India. And one of the main books is the Bhagavad Gita. And the
yes,
Bhagavad Gita is a book that's mainly focused on how to live and on what consciousness one should live in order to liberate himself. And when we say liberation, we do say liberation in this life, as in the traumas of the life that's we are going through right now, and the passover, or the passing through the you know um to the next realm, meaning that the next realm will be conditioned by the way we lived this life and our consciousness, basically. So we do want to go to a better place, but there is some principles, and these principles which are entailed in the encyclopedia of yoga, which is called Bhagavad Gita, basically, because
yes,
it tells you how to meditate, how to hold your breath, how to think about the creator, how to, if you're into sound vibration, how to vibrate different sounds that are going to connect you to the main source, the higher source, the creator, and how should one conduct himself and his life to live a certain level of purity in order for one constantly to be connected to that source and have the due promised results, because that's what we want. We want to do something that is practical, and practicality is entailed into principles that should one practice, they should have results. So basically, that's what we are doing in Haiti, because we do see a lack of institutional enforcement of spirituality, meaning that we do have institutions in the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, Protestant, broadly speaking, and we do
yes,
have, our local culture, which is the voodoo type, or we can say in South America, Santeria. I don't know if or how you call it in Jamaica, but it's the same thing.
yes, yes,
But
yes, yes,
you see, anytime you do enter such institution and the principles are not followed, or you're not guided properly, you do not um, you do not achieve the promised results. And when you do
yes,
not achieve the promised result, you get frustrated. And this is where people start bashing those institutions. Because, as you know, Paula, our culture is very rich, but
yes, it is.
unfortunately, we are being deviated in Haiti. We are not able to practice those principles, those what you call it, yeah, we can say those principles as we should. And therefore, not only we're not getting results, but we are going to the wrong path, meaning to the destruction of our culture and our persona and our spiritual progress. So basically, spirituality and its essence is one. There could be many paths, meaning that one could choose to do silent meditation. One could choose to do Astanga yoga, meaning position, different
Yep.
position. One could choose to do austerities. One could just decide to vibrate, sound
Hmm.
vibration. But
Yes.
the end result should be one. And in order to know if you are on the path of your destination, there's certain characteristic or character ones will incarnate in their persona along as they are going forward with whatever procedure that they choose, or which whatever yoga that they choose to, because
To
example,
do.
if yes, example, if one is practicing yoga or spirituality, you should cultivate patience, you should cultivate compassion, you should cultivate understanding, you should cultivate so many good qualities that will transpire through your person. And
Right.
this is the proof of the pudding. And
Right.
this is what we are doing because Haiti really needs it. And I
Right.
think it's the time. And we thank you very much, yourself and Patrick, for putting this on the on a wider scale, because we do need this encouragement from neighboring countries with the same culture as us to
Exactly.
show us that it works.
It is going to
We do
work.
the same thing. We are from the
Yes.
same family, and we are there for you. So basically,
Yes.
that's what it is.
Right. So you have been doing this work virtually because of all of the chaos that is happening in Haiti at this time, right?
Unfortunately, we have to do it as such for now,
Yeah.
waiting for the situation to get better indeed.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now I'm going to allow Patrick to talk a little bit about what his vision for this podcast is based on what he used to do in Haiti while he was there and what has prompted him to be so passionate about taking an action uh, towards bringing Haiti back into its former glory. Go ahead, Patrick.
1 second.
Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, we're hearing you beautifully.
You can.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Well, where do I start? Eh,
Yeah, start at the beginning. Start where the trauma began for you and what has triggered all this passion within you.
well, as this is all studied, Eyes of Haiti studied it how back in 2005, I've received a call while I was studying in Boston that my parents were kidnapped and killed. And that's when I I lost it because not in a million years I would ever think of such a thing, kidnapping for money, and then not only you give the ransom, they give you two dead bodies. And I totally lost my mind going to almost 30 days of trying to negotiate for your loved one. It was even talking about it, it's taking that long for me to really speak it out. And I never like
Yes,
to talk, I like to just show it, what's in my heart
yes,
for the people,
yes,
because to me it's not the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. It's because of what my mother taught me, because since I was a
yes,
child my mother used to take me to mission trip and feeding the poor, going to
yes,
the hospital, giving help
yes,
where help was needed. So she was
Needed.
the
Yes.
mother of all, and
Yes.
I could not help to carry on with my life without
Yes.
doing something, because at that point my dad also died, but something awake inside of me, and it was a divine moment, and that's when I created the Eyes of Haiti. Because when I was throughout the process of negotiating, I was looking at the eyes of the youth begging for food and money, and the lack of despair and hope. And that's when I
Yes.
realized that the problem is deeper than that. And my parents was the tragedy was a catalyst for me to create a change. And that's when I
Yes.
decided to really commit my life into helping the needy, because without helping everybody to reach a level of basic human dignity, just
Yes.
food, water, shelter, and how do we gonna have prosperity for all? And that's when I
Yes.
decided that I had to do something. And I was on the ground for about 5 years doing summer camp, helping the poor, bringing people from outside, doing everything that I could with my power.
Yes.
And I also had a lot of corporate sponsors. People were inspired by the way I
Right.
transformed the negativity into a positive outcome. So people were touched
Beautiful.
by
I
it. So
love that. I
people
love that story.
were helping me at the time. But
Yes.
the little thing they didn't know, it's me going from losing my mom and my dad to have the strength to do everything that I was doing. So people were, I'm not God. I have my own fault. I was drinking a lot. So
Yes.
everything I was doing, I
Yes.
was drinking so that I can stay on top of my emotion. And
Yes.
after
Of
4 or
course.
5 years, I collapsed after I did a big peace event. And I don't like doing I don't do public speaking. So doing this is
Yes.
a big deal because I have
Yes.
anxiety doing it. So I rather
Yes.
that's
But
why I do a lot of
no.
I I bring people together. So this is why I bring you guys together, because I know you guys
Yes.
have that passion to speak. But to me, I'm on the background all the time. But I
Yes.
feel that
Yes.
now is the time for me to speak it out. And
Exactly. Because what I love
it's
about
not
this story
easy.
is that
And
it's
that's
your
when I
pain.
realize
You.
now, nonprofit, doing all that non-profit work, I realized non-profit NGOs is not the solution to Haiti. And I
No, it's
dissolved
not.
my
It's not.
non-profit, and I realized that the problem, what we need to change is our mindset. And that's why
Yes.
I'm doing something totally different, which is a holistic approach to change. Because if we don't change the
Yes.
self, there's no way the collective will change. And it
That's
has to
right.
do with consciousness. Without our
That's right.
individual consciousness, we're not gonna
Hmm.
have a collective consciousness. And but it
Right.
took me that long for me to realize that, after depression, all of it, the whole line. But thank
Right.
God I'm fully me now, and I'm
Hmm.
ready to bring this platform together so that we give a voice to the voiceless, so that we can turn
Right.
our pain into power. And
That's it.
thank you guys so much for even taking the time to believing in this endeavor. And I totally
Yes.
believe this can go far. And it's time for us to come together. It is time, because it's
Absolutely.
not that hard to love one another. It's not that hard at all. But in order for us to love one another, we have to learn to love the self. and
Yes. Yes.
and thank you so much. And I promise I will get better at this, because when I talk one and one, it flows.
Yes. It's easier.
But as
Yes.
you guys can see right now, it's
No,
not
don't worry
flowing
about
as I
it.
wish it would. But
Don't worry about it.
give
It's
me
one of
some
those
time
things.
so that I feel
Yes.
more
It's
confident,
yes.
more
It's
confident,
fine.
and
It's fine. It's
believe me,
fine as it
we'll get
is.
it done.
Right. So one of the reasons why we are here at all is because of Patrick, and he told the story of losing his parents and recognizing that it's not an NGO issue. That's the one of the things that we know is that there are more NGOs in Haiti than probably in the whole of North America. And all the NGOs are just administratively top heavy. They're collecting money and it's not reaching to the people on the ground. But we're not going that route at all. We are starting with our minds and our hearts. And I wanted for those persons who are joining us after to understand that all three of us, as the hosts, are on the same page. We recognize that the change is going to come through a shift in the mindset of the people of Haiti so that there is healing in the collective trauma of the Haitians. And a lot of people might wonder, so what does Jamaica have to do with this? Jamaica has everything to do with this. Jamaica, or a Jamaican, actually went over to Haiti and was a part of the strategic planning and execution of the Haitian Revolution, which was the first successful revolution where the enslaved people won their freedom from the colonizers. So Jamaica and Haiti are brothers and sisters. We're the same set of people that came on the boats.
But
One set
it
dropped off
doesn't
in
really
Jamaica.
matter where you.
Yes, yes.
It
Go
doesn't
ahead.
really matter where you're from in the world. We are
Yes,
all one.
that's
It's
it.
not about religion. It's not about race. It's about oneness. It's about
Yes,
it's about humanity. And
yes, yes.
look at how we met. We haven't even met in person. We never
Right,
met. It's just
right.
the frequency that brought us together. And
Absolutely. And I
Boris, I
think,
met Boris once.
yes, yes. But here we are now, and we are just about to roll out this thing. Patrick, you had a vision of this podcast and what it would do. Can you tell us about that vision? Wanting to create a platform for the voiceless, the persons, the victims of all of what we know about. We don't know, we've never heard a story from the mouth of someone apart from yourself. What is your vision for this podcast?
Well, I mean, as I suffered through the years, and most people give energy and attention to the negativity. Look at how the gang is able to come together and create a collective. But most people are more. I mean, I was posting when the country shut down. I was actually posting about what was going on a daily basis, almost
Yes,
almost 24 hours a day. That's how obsessed I was with it. And my viewers went up. People started looking. But when I was promoting about the positivity, the summer camp, what we need to do for consciousness, not many people follow. So people tend to follow the negativity, but what needs to create the change in society, people don't pay attention to it. So, and also,
yes,
I want to give a voice when someone has been kidnapped or killed. Imagine the trauma the family members goes through, and that's not
yes,
something gonna take a year or two.
yes,
Sometimes it's gonna take a lifelong. It changes
yes,
your whole journey. It changes
yes,
my
yes,
whole journey. I had to leave that life behind and move in totally a different place and start all over because I couldn't go back into it. So I want to be
yes,
able to give a voice to the victim that's been raped, to the parents that lost their kids, to the son or daughter that lost a family member. And those
yes,
people deserve a platform to come together and voice their frustration and their pain. And not
Yes.
only that, it's also those people that's going to create a real lasting change, because we see our leaders what they do. They promise to do things, but when they get to power, they don't do anything. So really
Yes.
the change has to come from the people that went to hell, because we do
Yes.
want change, because we know
Yes.
what hell is, because we
Yes.
go to hell every single day. And that's why I'm creating this, because the media never cares about the people that they never give us the platform for us to share our emotion. So now we're
Yes.
creating our own platform, and we're creating a place so that people feel welcome to come share their
Yes.
stories. And not only that, and together with that unity, we can be able to create a power force to create change. Because to me, I don't
Yes.
like to talk, I like action. Because
Action. Yes.
the time for talking is over.
Right.
Action. We need to
Right.
bring school. We need to create infrastructure. We need to focus on agriculture. There's so much we can do together. I mean, you take one example, look at the canal. What happened?
Yes.
You understand? One
Beautiful.
girl, look at what the
Yes.
power she create. Imagine if we all
Yes.
decided to do that. So I
One thing.
have
Yes.
hope.
Yes.
I have a lot of hope, but we
I.
must have love. We must love the
Absolutely.
self, and we must learn to love each other. And I believe God is gonna give us all the tools necessary for us to succeed, and not only in Haiti but globally.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to give Boris an opportunity to speak because the beautiful thing about what Boris is doing is that yes, he can't put food on the table, he can't build us a hospital, but what he's doing is minding the minds and spirit of the young people. Of course, the people of Haiti are broken, their spirits are broken, they feel despair, they feel hopelessness. And Boris is, in his small way, trying to work with persons and give them the tools necessary to do that. Tell us about your group, how long you've been doing this virtual meetings, and the age group of the young people that you have currently.
Yes, thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. Actually, the group that I have is mostly young adults because you see, when you start any revolution, any idealistic changes, or any what you can say consciousness dynamic changes, it always goes starts with the young adults because they are the one that have not been so much conditioned into life, and their level of responsibility as are not as much as a full grown up adult that have children, that is
Yes,
fully into their career, and that are looking to secure a retirement, because now by a certain bracket of age, the weight of life is so heavy that you do not have
yes,
time to think about spirituality, or even have the energy, the courage, or the mental engineering to energy to even think about changing, the way conditions are in a particular atmosphere or a social environment. And
yes,
therefore you are going to see that a lot of great thinkers that have made a change into the world, they all came from university, because university is a level of life that entails you to think, critical thinking,
hmm,
analyze, and by the person you become after university, then you're gonna impact the world.
yes,
Unfortunately, these young people, they mostly do not have access to school, and
hmm,
therefore unfortunately we do have to find a method of support to stimulate their brains and their consciousness for them to
yes,
stay alive and to
yes.
have hope that yes, we can change Haiti through consciousness, basically.
Yes, yes. I love that. I mean, I was very fortunate, and I thank you for allowing me to sit in on one of those meetings. I couldn't understand everything because everything was in Creole, but you were kind enough to allow me to speak in English, and you translated in Creole. Now, what you explained to me though after is that literally we are speaking to people who are worried about the gangs coming in the next couple of days to their community and creating havoc. Can you give us a little idea of how bad things are or if they have settled down? Because everybody who's watching this has been watching CNN and getting their updates from Western media, and we know how sometimes media will distort the situation. Can you give us
Yes.
an idea, without putting yourself on the spot, about the nuances of what's happening and what it
Yes.
all means?
Yes. Something different that I've seen from mainstream media or from the help of international organization or even international government is that I don't know if it's me, if it's my own judgment. I don't know if I'm seeing wrong, but for once, they do want to help Haiti, but with a minimum intervention, physical intervention, because they said it so many times. They said that Haiti must be at a level that they have to um, take care of their own self, basically, because
Yes,
especially the United States, they've been intervening in Haiti's political affair and humanitarian affair so many times that we do not see any results, and they are aware of that. They do want to give us the support. They involve the CARICOM into it, but they
yes,
do us want they do want us to make an effort to put our heads together and put
right.
efforts to go forward and to build a sustainable
Yeah,
program or political direction for us to
yes.
get better. Now, in terms of gang, well, basically what's going on is that if you do not have education, if you do not have organized government programs, if you do not have food programs, then uh, people are going to be inclined towards criminality. And criminality is going to be rampant into an organized and structured platform because
Yes,
within the world, unfortunately, there is bad guys that are looking for countries like Haiti to,
yes,
do dirty business. That's in all
yes,
countries. But
yes,
because Haitian are not mindful, they're not putting themselves together, then the door is wide open for these kind of activities to go on.
yes,
And
yes.
unfortunately, because there is a greater percentage of the population that are not active, not only active physically but not active mentally, they are
Mm-hmm.
very vulnerable to manipulation. And
Yes,
unfortunately, as the former secretary of the of U.S. Embassy said, we have at least 95, if not more than territories in Port-au-Prince, meaning in the
wow,
that are you know uh, um, controlled by gang members. So it is
wow. That's
unfortunate because we call this we the territories that are occupied by gangs, we call
mhm.
them lost territories, as in
Wow.
people are chased away from their home and not
Yes,
able to go back, losing their
yes,
property,
yes,
you're losing their valuables and
yes,
their real estates and so forth. That's
yes.
what's going
Can
on.
I ask a question? I'm always very curious to understand, if this is a bad thing or a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why. You know how it is because it happens in Jamaica. People with money, they come into these beautiful islands, they
Mhm.
purchase the most prime real estate, they live in the hills, they're very well secured in their palaces, and then, everybody else lives on the flat in the ghettos and, are eking out their existence. Now, as you have said, if in the absence of education and structure and absorption, labor absorption for the youth, they are going to turn to their own devices. We are seeing this thing as lost territories. Could it be that they're reclaiming what is theirs? I mean, I'm just twisting it around because I just want to ask if that's a possible way to look at it, or is it really and truly very destructive?
You see, this is a very good question because we do
Yes,
not we do not know what is entail in the plans of providence. And
yes,
that only God the Creator knows what He's doing, because it is a fact that everything that is going on in the world or in the cosmos is must be sanctioned by a higher power, whether it's good
absolutely.
or bad, because we're looking at bad in a lifetime frame. But
Hmm.
when it comes to cosmos, we have to put into consideration reincarnation and different births, meaning that
Hmm.
a lifetime for us is such a short time, meaning
Yes,
that we cannot judge on a wider cosmic scale what is being done. And it's a
yes.
very good question, which I do not have the answer for it, to be honest with you. And
Hmm.
this we would have to wait, because
Yes,
the the way we analyze such events is by the results that they are going to bring, meaning that if this happened and then we are able to restructure ourselves, bring people back to their home, and then these same gang members, so-called, are contributing to a betterment of the environment, then maybe so. But it is a fact that there is a certain elite or a certain group that is motivating or supporting this, meaning that
yes,
some agents have to change. So if we
yes.
don't see those kind of changes, then we cannot say for certain that it's going for the better. So meaning that it's an ongoing process that we have to constantly be alert and analyze. It's like much like the stock market. Nobody knows what the price is going to be tomorrow. You just have to analyze from the past 2 days or from the past week, and do a projection what could happen in the
Yes,
next in the near future, but it's not for certain for sure. But one thing is
right.
for sure, that if we do put our heads together in
Can
terms of
I
consciousness,
jump in?
then
Can
this
I
is a
jump in for
sign,
a second?
because you know yeah, sure.
Yes, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Patrick.
Let me say something. Nothing's gonna change. Trust me on that. Nothing gonna change if the self doesn't change. Because we not there's no awareness. I mean, you see, the past week things got a
Hmm.
little better. People are
Yes,
out and about. They already forgot that the country is still in lockdown. There's no
yes,
there's no true consciousness. There's no
yes.
unity. I'm telling
Hmm.
you, I've been
Hmm.
seeing this for the last 20 years and more than that.
Yes, yes,
Without
yes,
consciousness and awareness of really what the cause of the problem is, we never, and then we expecting someone else to come and fix our mess. How is that
yes,
possible?
yes,
You think those people really
right.
care? They have mess in their own
Yes,
country to begin with. Really?
yes,
It's
yes,
it's
yes,
it's absurd what's happening. We just need to say enough is enough and come together and create the change that we want. Nobody can
and this
come
is,
in. No other country can
yes,
come and fix your mess. We were the
yes,
first to create independence, and now we're waiting on the people that put us in chain to come in and save us. What world do
and
we live in? Wake up, people!
yes,
Wake
and
up!
that is,
They don't
yes,
care
and
about us.
that is exactly why we have this platform, and we are seeking, because we're going to wrap up now. We are seeking to come together, Jamaica and Haiti. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to speak to not just victims, but people who are able to solution some of the problems that we have or are having. The hope is to get a small group of committed and dedicated persons to come together with us and focus on the change that we want to see in Haiti, the vision that we want to see in Haiti, as we all agree, where attention goes, energy
There
grows. And
need
if
to be a
we,
national
yes,
there need to be a
yes,
national dialogue. A national dialogue.
yes,
People need to really
right,
come together and say, how do we fix the problem? How do we fix it?
yes,
Because it can be fixed,
yes,
it can be solved.
yes,
If we really
yes,
down, we really want change, change gonna happen.
mm-hmm,
But right now, I
mm-hmm,
don't see no one really want change. Everybody wants change for
right,
themselves, their surrounding,
mm-hmm,
and their friends.
mm-hmm,
Nobody wants
mm-hmm,
change for the poor. Their living condition. Do we really see the way they live? They live. I mean,
yes,
I wouldn't say they live worse than animals because animals itself it's a being. So I
yes,
don't even know how to describe it. But if we start
yes, yes,
going into the ghetto and see the life, the livelihood of those people, so you will have
mm-hmm,
empathy for them because it's not right.
right,
We just need
right,
human, basic human rights. For those
that's
human
right,
rights group that are out there, I don't see what they do. The United Nations,
right.
I don't see what you do because you've been on the ground for how long? Because I remember when my
Mm-hmm.
parents were
Almost
kidnapped,
30 years, yes,
I
almost 30
went to
years.
Minister to
Yeah.
create a peace concert. To create a peace concert back in 2007, you know what they told me? That wasn't their mission to bring peace.
Mm-hmm.
I have record.
Right,
So
yes, yes,
please don't get me started. I have a lot of things over the years, people that I talk to, no one wants to change Haiti.
yes,
Only Haitian can change
yes,
Haiti. But
exactly.
The
And
the
that's
I'm
what we're
interest.
sorry
gonna
about
do.
Yeah.
my mood was
No
up
problem.
and
No
down, but
problem. The
once I
interesting
go
thing,
deep
Paul.
into it, I get emotional. But bear with
Yes,
me. It's slowly
yes.
gonna come out, but enough for today. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes,
No
yes,
problem.
yes.
The interesting thing, Paula, is that there's many other groups in Haiti that
Mm-hmm.
are regrouping, to try to find a solution. Just last week, I went to a presentation, a program, in a suburb of the capital, which is Pétionville, and they were
Yes,
discussing the same type of things. So basically, what I'm meant to say is that there's a lot of small cells that are forming up in Haiti that are really taking the matter into consideration as to the
yes,
extent of we Haitian have to make a change. And if we
yes.
don't mindfully make the change upon ourselves, then how are we going to affect our surrounding? So this is
Mm-hmm.
the focus point, and I think the time that has come, and that
Yes,
Haiti at least have to have reached the point that they are questioning themselves, and then by this questioning, now you start the process of finding answers. Meaning, what is that, you know they need other groups like you do, in Jamaica and around the world, because you have a voice, you have the ears of a lot of people. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Haitian people, and certainly those groups that are doing the effort at least to find a solution amongst themselves, they need
mm-hmm.
to feel that somebody else, some other communities,
Is
some other brothers
supporting
are
them.
supporting them.
Yes,
That's so
yes,
important, because when you're exposed to politics, this is all it's not really to, it's at a certain level. But when you
yes.
when you when you speak when you're at the social level, meaning
Mm-hmm.
person to person, they need more groups like us, as a
Yes,
grassroots, to
yes.
stimulate them. That is very important for them. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we're wrapping up now, but I am glad you made that point because we can't go out and do anything, but what we can do is begin the conversation, right? So that when people hear, this podcast is called Healing Haiti Together,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
And so all the other persons who are trying to do the same thing, when they see what we're doing, we get to invite them, they get to invite us. There's cross pollination, we get to brainstorm. And now we have a situation where people in Haiti believe they have the support globally for this shift. And there's a group of people who are committed to helping them to activate their consciousness, because the shift needs to happen at the level of consciousness. And that
Exactly.
is what that's the point Patrick was trying to make. And even though I know he was getting very passionate, I know that's what he wants to say. And so we're going to end this evening. And I have to thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen, for holding the fire, keeping the flame of hope alive for the people in Haiti.
Thank you.
Um, Looking at how you can bring other people and other countries on board to advocate for Haiti. Because we don't want people to come in and do what they want in Haiti. We want the people in Haiti to become so empowered to come together and set up their own sustainable infrastructure for leading the people of Haiti. Yes, we want we advocating this healing that we want for Haiti also includes Haitians um having a voice in terms of what their future looks like and not being dictated to by outsiders. So I'm very excited about this initiative. Thank you to the people who have joined us and to the people who see this podcast after. Well, this is not the podcast, this is just the introduction. The real podcast is going to be next week,
Yes.
Saturday at 5 p.m. It's going to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
We were just testing this thing on YouTube, and this is also an invitation for everybody who sees this video to join us on May 11th, where we're going to be having a very structured conversation about the way forward. So, thank you so much, Boris. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Patrick. It looks as if this didn't go through to Instagram. So, what we're going to do is going to wrap up here and then we'll go over to Instagram. So, thank you all
Thank you.
for the 8 persons or the 10 persons who joined us: Tomika, Trail, Hayes, Corey. Thank you for being here. M Camp, thank you for listening in. This is Barbara. Thank you. This is a conversation where we are going to continue this conversation in our next 5-5 meditation that we're having on Sunday. We're going to be focusing all our meditation energy on healing Haiti together. That's
Yes.
what we're doing. And that's what this is all about. So thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank
We
you
are
so much.
going to make it happen. This is a revolution and
Thank you.
we are going to win. Just like our forefathers in history, they won the Haitian Revolution. We're going to win again, but it's going to be our fight is for the minds and hearts of the people of Haiti to come together to rise Haiti to its former glory. So thank you to everyone,
Thank
and
you
we'll
very
see
much.
you next week, Saturday,
Yes.
May 11th, for the very first
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you to
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.